What's up, Donna? Got your question, and I'm really glad you asked, because today I got the answer. Let's see what this question says. Okay. Hey, Torlando. I am asking you, how should women deal with street harassment? My friend just got called a whore by some random stranger and is really upset. You're not afraid to keep it real right off the bat. I can tell that about you. And I'm going to keep it real with you. Let me see, I got to gather my thoughts about this because it's a sensitive topic. I didn't realize that street harassment was such a huge problem until I was about 26, maybe 27. One of my friends told me that she gets catcalled all the time. People say really mean stuff, guys mostly from the side street. I said, how often does it happen? She said, it happens like every day, about 5 times a day. That was a huge surprise to me. And then it made me think back. I'm 27. How have I done that? Have I been ignorant like that for the past 7, 8, 9 years? Oh, yeah, man. Here's the thing, Donna. In all seriousness, this is something that should not happen to women. But guys are idiots, is the thing, and they'll say anything. And what it is, it's a lack of it's a lack of understanding the other. It's a lack of understanding what makes one another tick. See, guys, they have this thing in them that says, "Oh, I gotta go out, kill something, drag it home." Women mostly just want to feel safe, and those two things conflict. Okay, they just really do. And so I'm not justifying what guys are doing. I'm just saying that. Okay, there's this thing called QBQ, the question behind the question. Okay, the question here isn't what. The question is, what should a woman do when she's getting street harassed? That's not the real question, okay? Because really, all she can do is ignore it. I mean, honestly, because that'll probably be the safest thing that you can do, is just ignore it. But the real question is, what is the behavior, or what is rewarding that behavior in men that they would do that in the first place? Okay, so let's go back to this idea of women wanting safety, right? If a woman wants to meet somebody, they don't want to do it when they're trying to get from point A to point B when they're the only person there. Okay, because if a guy comes up and says, "Hey," he could have really good intentions, because he might have just got struck by Cupid's arrow, and he's like, "I gotta talk to this girl," and he goes up to her and it's like, "Man, I listen. I don't ever do this, but today I have to. I have to say hi." And what he doesn't know is that the 5 other guys just did that to her, all in that one stretch. And there's nothing that separates you from those other guys. Okay, so a guy needs to understand that in that particular environment, a woman is not feeling safe, especially because she's got a can of mace attached to her keychain. She is just waiting for somebody to do bad things, right? Not waiting in the sense of like I should ask for it, but waiting in the sense that she's cautious, like it could, and so anyways, she's not safe there. Where she is safe, however, is probably in an environment that she can control, in an environment where she feels like she has friends that can be there for her, and that's the environment where you would want to meet her, and in fact, you would want to prove that you're trustworthy and safe to her friends even before you start to talk to her. But that doesn't help the guys that are saying nasty things. Those guys are idiots, okay? Those guys are scumbags, and they have no right to do that. And what it is that they just either their parents didn't teach them right, and they weren't explicit. Maybe they had good parents, but their parents weren't candid about it. They didn't like express it like, hey, this is okay, this is not okay, this is what you should do. But even if they had that, then they have a whole group of friends that just thinks it's funny to say whatever, even if it's mean. And then they're validated, and then the guy has all this social proof that what he did is okay. And when really it just the guys, the fellas need to step up and be like, hey man, I do not want to be a part of that. You need to stop. Me personally, I hate being a part of a loud group because I hate talking to other loud groups, or not talking, but like just witnessing other loud groups. A loud group walks. I remember one time I was driving a car. I was about 19 years old. It was my first car. It was a blue Hyundai Scoop. It was like kind of an electric blue color. It had silver trim on the sides, and there was a missing side panel because I bought the car for $150 because I worked at a gas station. My manager was like, I see you're taking a taxi cab to this job. Do you need a car? I said, yeah. And he said, I have a car, I'll sell it to you for $150. So I said, okay. And it was a stick shift. I didn't know how to drive it, but I figured it out. So I was driving down the street, and all of a sudden I see this dude in a group of other dudes. He says, hey, nice missing side panel. And I looked at him, and I said the only thing that I could think of as a 19-year-old, and I called him a midget. He wasn't a midget. He was average height, and I feel kind of bad about that because it's a little bit disrespectful to little people. But I called him in, and he was caught off guard. He said, "What are you, like 7 feet tall?" And then I just drove away. You don't. The thing is that group mentality, that herd mentality in a guy, you're not gonna change it unless culturally he's just taught that that's just not acceptable. So the best thing that you can do in that given situation, if you're given, just ignore it. But on a broader spectrum, I think we just need to raise awareness that it is happening to women all the time. Unsolicited comments are just not okay, you know. So that's really my message. My message is actually to men other than women. Women, be safe, okay? Don't try to like fight somebody, okay? Men, don't do it. Do you have anything there?
If you want it, if you want it, move, if you want it, move, if you want it, put your ass in the microwave.